Welcome back. This morning, we're spotlighting video evidence showing juvenile detention officers just standing by and even possibly encouraging teenagers to fight. This is leaked video inside of the Los Padrinos Detention Center in Downey, California. It was obtained by the LA Times. A group of teens seemingly take turns attacking a 17-year-old. 30 officers have been indicted for facilitating 69 of these so-called Gladiator fights. More than 140 detainees were involved. Police say some as young as 12 years old. An attorney for the director of the facility says that his client didn't know anything about the fights. Here to break down the layers of what we're seeing, I want to bring in Court TV reporter Cody Thomas. Cody, good morning to you. Walk us through who we're seeing in this video, please.
Well, good morning to you too, Julie. And of course, it's important to establish the players when we see videos like this so we could fully understand who's involved and what's going on when we see horrific videos. So first, we see this still image of the room here. And let's just look around the room. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 corrections officers in this room full of all these juveniles in this place. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 juveniles, and this is towards the beginning of the video. So we have plenty of corrections officers in the rooms, and there's another one over here behind my icons here. Plenty of corrections officers, plenty of juveniles in the facility. Now, if we move along, we'll see that this officer right here, this woman acts as we watch the video, some sort of referee type figure right here in this proverbial area that could be looked at as the ring of action as the video plays. So again, plenty of corrections officers and juveniles in this at the beginning of this video.
Cody, was this lunchtime when this is happening? It looks like these kids are eating. What's going on here?
Yes, for sure. This is actually the food hall here, Julie. And if we play some of this video, you want to see what this looks like. So of course, we see an incident going on over here. We see the kid walk back. Take a look at what happens. He gets his lunch and sits down. Another fight is going on. They break it up a little bit and notice they're not really doing anything. This kid gets another lunch and sits down. So it seems as if it's some sort of like earn your keep transactional type of event going on. You see another kid knocking this one same 17-year-old down, and again, walking over here. It seems as if they're just buzzing in, like again, like the Gladiator fight as we're referring it to, and these officers are doing absolutely nothing. And if you can see close right here, this guy looks like he's smiling and laughing and enjoying what's going on. And of course, the kid walks over here, gets another lunch and sits down. So real weird, like again, it seems very transactional, as if this was for sure planned. And you see this handshake going on over here as if this kid has done something of gratification within this facility.
Cody, this is great analysis you're giving us. So the 17-year-old you pointed out, is that one young man doing all these different fights in the middle of that lunchroom?
And that's what, Julie, what makes it so disturbing is because every kid is running in, beating up this one 17-year-old. And as you can see, this kid right here, he is noticeably bigger than the 17-year-old getting beat up.
Right.
Another one right here. There's no weight class that goes on with this. This one kid here is almost as big as one of these grown men. Again, these are juveniles, so they're not fully grown men yet. But if we pause it right here, we can see this guy is equal height with the grown man standing right here. So again, no weight class, just no holds barred, just running in and beating up one child. And you see like 6 or 7 different kids coming in, beating up the one same kid.
Oh my gosh, this is horrible. And then they get handed a lunch then after this.
Exactly.
Cody, how long does this go on? When does it finally end?
Julie, it goes on for somewhere between 5 and 6 minutes. And we see the end right here. Again, this is this handshake that I pointed out a little bit earlier with this kid and one of the corrections officers, again, looking as if he's done something that's worthwhile at beating up this kid. And you see now they're coming back. This was the woman that acted as some sort of referee. They're kind of directing these kids. It looks like it's over. The 17-year-old has gone and sat down. Another pat on the shoulder. And these kids over here are being directed to leave. These are the kids that were running in, getting their lunches. These kids back here just eating, acting as if they were spectators. So 5 or 6 minutes of this goes on, and then these kids are directed to leave out. Again, you can see this guy looks as if he's smiling. He gives this kid a pat on the back. So 5 or 6 minutes of just carnage here, Julie. Just horrendous carnage among these juveniles, these children, truly, And these corrections officers that are supposedly supposed to be responsible for their well-being in this facility, it's just horrendous to look at.
Right. Oh, it really is. This is incredibly disturbing. Cody, you pointed out such great, helpful things as we continue digging into this story. Thank you for all of that. I want to bring in now a guest to talk about why this may have happened the way it did. He's a former corrections officer and former president of the New York City Corrections Officers Union, Elias Hussamadeen, back on the show with us. Elias, good morning. Ooh, what do you think when you see this?
Well, there's a science to supervising adolescent inmates, and it's the right staff, lots of programs, and the right supervisors and managers. But I've been in those type of situations, and unfortunately, these videos don't have any sound. But the reality is, when you're supervising adolescents, this is something that happens every day, Joe. When you're taking these young men and women to lunch or child, as we call it, we know we're going to have a lot of these situations. I watched the video, and I'm not necessarily seeing it exactly as the gentleman saw it. I'm watching, and the four officers that I see standing around seem to be young and, in my opinion, scared, because they're moving and they're not moving. They're just standing there like they're afraid to move. And the problem is there is no real supervision. And, you know, we see them laughing and different things, and that's just frightening. But this is just a lack of management, a lack of supervision, and it's not a good look for those who are responsible or in charge of running the jail. Supervising adolescents is no joke. And like I said, there's a science, and those ones you see standing against the wall, they look young. They look just as young as the people that they're supervising, which is one of the things that we don't do when we're setting up, when jails are set up and you're dealing with adolescents. You don't want officers of the same age managing somebody that's not that much, that they're not that much older than. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes out in the court case. I'm sure that, you know, there's some, because I watched the video and I see the most senior guy coming in, clearing it out, telling them, let's go, let's go, let's go. And the other ones are still just standing there up against the wall. So, you know, this is not unusual, but it's unfortunate. And it shouldn't happen. And this is what happened when you don't have good supervision and good management in a facility.
You know, Elias,
I've been caught in those situations, Julie.
You've been there.
I've been involved. I've been in there. And it's not always the way it looks. And I'm not making any excuses for them. They should be dealt with, because the reality is they have a job to do. And breaking up fights is one of those jobs. Trying to keep these kids from hurting each other, killing each other, and beating each other is something that should be done. In New York City, we actually removed the adolescents and separated them and put them in their own facilities because they require a different amount of attention, a different type of attention.
Sure. You know, and I know the focus is very different with adolescents. You know, you're hoping to save them, rehabilitate them, get them back into society as good, productive citizens versus those adults who are incarcerated and just need to stay there and there's no hope for them. Elias, I think what's so troubling for those of us who've never had the career experience that you have working as a CO, and you see these COs just standing there against the wall while this child, this 17-year-old, is getting hit. What explanation can you possibly think of for them that would make that okay?
There is no explanation, and that's why I said they should be whatever it is, suspended, terminated, punished, whatever it is, because it's their job to protect that young man. So I don't want anybody to get the wrong impression that I'm saying that nothing should happen. They should have interceded, and more than just the female correction officer should have been involved. But unfortunately, what I am saying is they look very young and very inexperienced to me. And that's not an excuse because they took the job. But the reality is they should have done something.
Yeah, and really
the first thing they should have done was removed him from
the
from that
17-year-old
environment.
was getting hit.
Period. Yes.
Right,
Yes.
right.
They
Got
should
him out
have
of there.
shielded him and removed him immediately.
Yeah, you know, this is really illuminating. I love that we're talking. It's always great to talk to you, Elias, because you've been there. You've done this service. It's easy for us to watch and kind of Monday morning quarterback what should have happened. Do you think this could come back on the supervisors that did the hiring of these COs if they were not properly trained or not fit for that job?
Well, the COs who failed to do their job should suffer the consequences, but the managers and the supervisors should suffer an even worse consequence because they did not do their job. And they have video.
Right. It's all here for everyone to see. Elias Hussamuddin, you're awesome. Thank you so much for your time and your analysis this morning. We'll look forward to having you back again soon. We'll continue following that case as we get ready to turn to another one. Next year on Opening Statements, we're talking about the surviving housemates in the Idaho student murders case. Can Dylan Mortensen identify the man she saw with the bushy eyebrows?